So you're moving to Dallas?
Dallas living costs?
Yeah, let's unpack the big question.
What is the cost of living in Dallas?
Today you'll learn the cost of living in Dallas broken down in 11 questions you'll want to know.
And we're going to give you a bonus of places to live in Dallas from $250,000 to $1.2 million.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Starting right now.
Roll it.
To be the best, you have to hustle. And I truly believe my wife, Shani, she's the best.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Shani.
We are your Dallas Lifestyle Realtors.
Thank you for being here. Shoot us a text.
Subscribe right now and pound that notification bell.
Stick around to the end because you'll receive a special giveaway.
Free indeed. Oh, and let me caution, we're about to unpack a lot of numbers, so grab yourself a drink. Shani, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's do this.
What's the cost of living in Dallas considering the job market and the economy?
Speaking of the job market, know this before moving to Dallas. From 2020 to 2029, Dallas is projected to have another 1.4 million new residents, according to Cushman & Wakefield. Now, for the second decade in a row, that's the highest number of new residents for any metro area in all of USA. Can we all say hashtag opportunity?
Today, Dallas serves as the financial and business center for the state and has evolved into a major high-tech hub. Oh, and did you know our Texas employers are expected to create another 518,000 new jobs this year, an eye-popping gain after having one of the most volatile economic times recorded in our nation's history.
So, average salary in a Dallas job market, in 2010, the average salary was $46,860,000. Today, the average salary is $91,820. What are the economists saying about the Dallas market?
Economist Ray Perryman says, I think the DFW area will continue to be a center for growth once the pandemic is under control. The area offers a good mix of what companies are looking for, from workforce and infrastructure to a business-friendly climate. Seek job openings by profession and wages, posted daily at www.workintexas.com. Links in the description.
Tell us in the comments where you're coming from and what career field you'll be taking on here in the Dallas job market.
What's the cost of living in Dallas considering the median household income in Texas?
So let's talk about Dallas and how it compares. The median household income as of 2018 here in Texas, out of 9.78 million households, was $59,206. As of today, here in Texas, the median household income is $60,629.
In 2019, the median household income for Dallas County was $61,796. That is based off of 940,000 households. Josh, why are people moving to Dallas?
Well, because 41% of households here in Dallas had brought in more than $75,000.
What's the cost of living in Dallas when considering utility costs?
Thank you for that, Shani. Well, we understand that electricity is a big elephant in the room when we're talking about Texas. Well, obviously, there's over 150 wind farms that are currently operating here in Texas. And more importantly, the average cost per kilowatt from a national average standpoint is about 13 cents. Here in Dallas is 8.8 cents. More importantly, we want to understand that energy use, specifically electricity, is going to represent 26% higher than the national average. Anything to add to that, Shawnee?
Yes. So you'll want to know how to save on energy when you open your bill.
Absolutely.
So what I would say is to pay attention to the solar screens that you see on all of these homes here. And I wanna point out, not to be alarmed, they're not like the 1850 bars that you see on windows. Have no fear here. People are just trying to save on cost.
Well, believe me not. All right, conditioning is going to take up a greater use of your bill, all right, and which is going to be about 18% of your energy bill. Now, that's 12% higher than the national average. For example, average energy use per kilowatt is going to be about 1,170 kilowatts per month. That's on an average household size of here in Dallas of 1,750 square feet. Shawnee?
Yes, so when you're looking into energy companies, we have found through our research that Reliant Energy has the cheapest and most affordable energy here in Dallas, Texas. And there was a customer study that says if you use about 1,000 kilowatts of energy, that's going to cost you approximately $117 a month. Now, let me tell you, folks, that is 13.6% below the average. So Josh and I have gone ahead and dropped that link in the description box below for you. Josh, back to you. Now look, Texas produced more energy than any other nation, producing twice as much energy as Florida, the second highest producing state in the nation. Texas leads the nation in wind power generation, producing 28% of wind-powered electricity in the nation in 2019.
Water's going to run you about $191 per month. Now, it's very common to have a pool here in Texas, so anticipate your bill, your water bill, being from $200 to $250 per month, okay, when everybody's splashing in the summertime. Cable. Yeah, I know, cable. Everybody's got to have some Wi-Fi, especially before you move to Dallas and you want to review your to-go-to Dallas realtors. Hit us up in the DM. So your cable bill is going to run you about $70 per month. Trash and recycle. They're going to charge you for trash and recycle to pick up your trash. A sanitation fee is what they call it. Yeah, $30.52. So anticipate that being your move as well.
What's the cost of living in Dallas when considering groceries?
For a family of 3, the average cost of groceries is $150 to $200 a week. If you're a single individual, that means that you're going to need $55 to $60 a week for groceries.
With all these babies, yeah, it's going to run you about $135 to $220 per week. And yes, and it's going to be dependent on the child's age, especially if they're infants.
What's the cost of living in Dallas when considering property taxes, school taxes, and city taxes?
Average property taxes paid today is $7,586. That's a 2.2% tax effective rate in all of Dallas. A good thing to note, in 2018, Dallas County was the 3rd highest taxing county in the entire country. Shawnee.
Thank you, Josh. Now let's talk about school taxes. If you're planning on moving to Dallas, Texas, you'll want to listen closely. Here in Dallas, we have these things called independent school districts. And depending on where you purchase your home within the city of Dallas, you could either be in Dallas Independent School District or another school district. Now, depending on which one of those other school districts you may land in, your taxes may be higher or lower. So you'll want to pay attention to that little tidbit of information I just gave you, because it's a real nugget. And whether or not you have children or no children, you're gonna pay taxes. Back to you, Josh.
So Shawnee, do they get a tax break if they own a home here in Dallas?
Oh, why yes, they certainly do. And it's called a homestead exemption. And there are two things that I need to fill you in on in regards to homestead exemptions. The first thing is, well, Shawnee, what is a homestead exemption? A homestead exemption is when the actual value of your home is reduced to a taxable value, which means you don't get taxed on the full value of your home, you get taxed on that taxable value instead. So you get to save money. Thing two you need to be aware of is you cannot file your homestead exemption until the January after you've purchased your home. So, brief example, if you purchase your home January 1st of 2021, you can't file your homestead exemption until January 1st, 2022. How about those apples? Back to you, Josh.
So, for example, a homestead exemption would apply, such as the house appraises for $100,000. That means you qualify for a $25,000 tax exemption. This amount is mandated by the school for that amount for the school districts. You will pay taxes for a home as if it was worth $75,000. Now, there's a taxing unit. They have an option that they offer that gives you a separate tax exemption of up to 20%. That is up to 20%. You have to qualify for that, of course. Now, how cool is that? Shawnee?
It's very cool. Now, drop us a comment down below if you live in an area that has homestead exemptions, and what does that look like for you?
What's the cost of living in Dallas when considering homeowners insurance and flood insurance?
Property owners and renters, you'll definitely want to consider homeowners insurance and flood insurance, even if it's not required by a bank lender.
That's right, Josh. So let's start off by talking about homeowners insurance. Here in Texas, homeowners insurance will cost you, on average, $112 a month to $250 a month. But don't worry, because that can be wrapped up into your monthly mortgage payment. So let's talk about how they determine the cost of your premium. There are a few things that they consider. One being the location of the property, two being the size of the property, and three, the overall value of the property are all going to play a factor into how much your premium costs. The one last thing to mention is that if your home is in a more densely populated area, your premium is probably going to be a lot higher than if it were in one of the rural areas.
Wow, didn't know that, Shawnee. Well, guess what? Since we're talking about insurance, let's transition to flood insurance because it can be quite confusing for most. It was for me even. So your mortgage lender is going to require you to have flood insurance. Even if you're in a floodplain area, you're going to have it. You can't. There's no way of getting around it. So to that, the policy is going to pay for the damages done by the flood to the house and its contents. Now, according to FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, I know, long one, right? Well, they say that the flood insurance premium is going to run about $500 in a year. That's about $42 per month. So to see if you're in a floodplain area, check out the description that we left below when you're shopping for a home here in Dallas.
That was awesome, Josh. So let's talk about HOAs for a quick second because you and I both know that's a whole nother video. However, here in Texas, we have these things called homeowners associations, and I'm sure you might have them where you are too, right? But the cost for an HOA fee here in Texas can range anywhere from $10 a month to $300 a month. Like, huge difference, right? The reason being is it depends on the type of home, whether it be a townhouse, a condo, a single family residential house, and also the subdivision. A lot of the subdivisions here have like epic pools and water parks and workout centers and like all of these different things that they tie in as a fee to the property owner. So our little bit of advice here for you is that if you're moving to the Dallas, Texas area, one, call Josh and Shawnee. But two, contact an attorney so that you can be well versed if you're planning on moving into a location that has a homeowners association.
Absolutely, great point. And so to that, tell us where you're coming from and if you have an HOA and is it a common practice in your area. And then two, do you see it being a benefit in helping the values of the neighborhood be sustained?
Drop us a comment below. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the cost of living in Dallas when considering healthcare?
Thank you, Dr. Shawnee. First, take note. Family healthcare insurance plans can really be challenging and tricky even for the experts.
Texas average cost for healthcare through your employer is $6,655 annually, which is $554 a month. But hang on, because that's 20% higher than 2015 when it was only $451 a month.
Dr. Shawnee, Texas is ranked number 6 out of 50 states for the most expensive family premium-based health insurance in all of Texas, in all of the USA. It's expensive here. Just know that. And that's sourced by the U.S. Centers of Medicare and Medicaid. Thank you, Dr. Shawnee.
What's the cost of living in Dallas when considering transportation?
Well, it looks like we're going on a road trip.
Let me get my magazine.
Well, let's make it really easy for him, Shawnee, and break it down in like 3 sections on this road trip.
Sounds great.
Gas and time, auto insurance.
Traffic.
Absolutely.
Definitely traffic.
That's a
Yes.
big one in Dallas.
Okay.
So, let's talk gas and time.
Okay.
Hashtag Costco's and Sam's Club, shout out to you. Here in Dallas, I pay about $1.86 as opposed to $2.50 per gallon. $50 to fill up our SUV, which is a 23-gallon gas tank. For premium gas, $1.95 as opposed to paying $2.99. Pause. Let me show you how we save at least $50 a month on gas here in Dallas, and you can too. So gas being unleaded, $1.86 times 20 gallons for economic cars, $37.20 to fill up. Okay, and we take that same $2.50 for regular unleaded gas times 20 gallons equates to $50 and subtract $37.20 and that equals $12.80. Now that's for 2 cars equals $25.60. And we also fill up 4 times a month times 4 as realtors. That's a whopping $102.40 in savings per month. You can do it too. Play. So we all know too to remember that the average commute time right now, Shawnee, here in Dallas on the clear highways is 25 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh, Josh, I just have to tell you what I've been reading about auto
I'm
insurance.
gonna roll down the window. Go ahead.
Okay, so listen to this. According to the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, the average for premium full coverage insurance, liability, collision, and comprehensive,
Okay.
in Texas is $1,296 in comparison to the rest of America, where it says here that it's $1,134 a month or $108.
Wow, $108. $108 in savings.
Yes, I know. So crazy. Pause.
Yes.
In addition, guys, Josh and I are spending so much time on this particular area because we have so many clients whose sole purpose in moving, whether it be buying or selling, is to find a better location closer to their job or in proximity to the rest of the DFW area so that they can save on time, gas, and money. Play.
Yeah, speaking of traffic, which is the last point, accidents will cost you money here in Dallas, so make sure they learn about the alternate routes to get to good highways and freeways, because we all know that one car stalled out like that one, yep, they would shut down the whole infrastructure of the entire highway. Oh! Oh, sorry.
Oh,
We're in traffic.
we're in traffic.
We're in traffic.
And we're stuck.
Let me turn down that ad that we typically hear when we're in traffic. Radio ad.
Just imagine, an accident in Dallas can ruin your entire morning. So it's best that you download the Waze app.
Yeah, speaking of the Waze app, I use it every single day. I even set my home and my work locations. I never forget to run it before I leave. It will help us avoid traffic at all costs. It does every single day, and it's completely social, so people also update it and let us know when cars are stalled out and when to prepare, and it's really live and up to date. I mean, it's the most accurate thing out there. Oh, and don't forget to make sure that they, what do they do again?
Pause. A single accident can really ruin your entire morning in Dallas. So make sure that you download the Waze app before you leave. Play.
Got that right, Shawnee. Well, I never rely on my GPS either.
Yeah, don't rely on your GPS because of the frontage roads or the service roads here. So your GPS will get confused. And if you're on a highway like 635 or 75, and it's thinking you're on the service road, you are gonna hear recalculating so much, it's gonna make your head spin. So definitely stick to the Waze app and don't use your outdated GPS.
Oh gosh, since time is important to you, and I know that time is important to them, and I'll make sure that they'll appreciate this, because this is half the reason why there's traffic on the service streets, alright? It's like, they do this thing here where they have this huge gap between them, right? And like the car, like we're at a red light, okay? And there's this huge gap between me and the other car. And I mean, it's as long as 2 car gaps, alright? And it causes half the traffic here on the service roads.
That's so true, honey. That's so true.
And don't honk. People act crazy when you honk too. Right, so just thought that would be something that's worth sharing.
Oh, Josh, jeez. Why didn't you just run the light? Oh my gosh.
It was a red light.
Guys, you know, here in Dallas, you have to be aware of the cameras on the street lights. Because, you know, you may think you can run through a red light, but no siree. Because as soon as you run through that red light, the very next week, you're going to get a special treat in the mail, and it's going to be a ticket. And it's going to have your name all over it for around, I don't know, $90 or more. And who wants that? So stay safe and don't run red lights.
Well, guys, I think that pulls up our road trips and it brings it to an end. And hey, if you got any comments, if we've got anything and you're local to this area, please shout out in the comments below what your traffic experiences have been like in Dallas. We all know that it is a big one. Whoa! Chemicals! So, the average monthly cost for a pool servicing here in Dallas is going to run you $50 to $150 per month. And for us, we pay personally $175 to maintain our pool from turning green. So, this includes such thing as balancing chemicals, shocks, chlorines, and any other additives that you'll need to maintain your pool. We even have some locals that will even shut their pool down during the winter times to save 60% on annual cost. Outrageous.
That's right, Josh. Now let's talk about maintenance. You know, skimmers, filters, pipes, all those things that they don't tell you about owning a pool. You know, you're going to want to plan to repair and replace some of those components. And so on average, when you're thinking of pool service fees in Dallas, you're going to want to budget about $1,500 annually to repair and replace those parts and components that sometimes break.
Yeah, and in the summer times, you will also notice your water and your electric being much higher than usual. So you want to budget about $100 per month in the peak times of the summer.
That's right, guys. You're gonna spend more money on water in the summer because the water in the pool tends to evaporate here because it gets so hot. So you're gonna need to fill your pool as often as necessary to keep your water level at the proper place. Not only that, but you're also going to have a little bit higher of an electricity bill because your skimmer and your pump are going to constantly need to be running in the summer months. And that's going to prevent green and black algae from taking over your pool and ruining your swim. So drop us a comment down below and let us know if having a pool when you move to Dallas is on your must-have list.
What's the cost of living in Dallas when considering rent prices?
Okay guys, Josh and I want to talk to you about rent prices in Dallas. However, we're going to do so using median price points.
And we like to use the median price point because it tends to be more accurate than the average price point. For example, there's a 3-bed, 3-bathroom condo right now available to rent for $50,000. There's another property that's a 1-bed, 1-bathroom condo available to rent for $650, right? They'll make the average price point $25,000. You think that's accurate? No way. But we could bring in a third property that's saved for rent for $2,000. Put that property in the middle, and now you have a medium price point of $2,000 in this particular example. See what I mean?
So let's look at a property that's, say, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, about 1,600 square feet, and it rents out at $1.52 per square foot. You would be paying around $18.50 a month for that property. Now, let's say you wanted to rent out a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo in the Dallas area that's around 1,140 square feet, renting out at $1.94 per square foot. You would be paying around $1,250 per month.
Now let's take a 3-bed, 2-bathroom house, okay, available. All right, the median price point for a 3-bed, 2-bathroom house is $1,950. I'm gonna find it here. Okay, and that's for a 1,679 square feet, all right, available to rent. So you get a good idea of what the Dallas market costs are to rent here in the Dallas Metroplex.
What's the cost of living in Dallas and considering what your money can get you?
And
Hey guys, so we are at it. We're about to go over what your money can get you. So the average sale price, one, across the Dallas Metroplex, including all 13 counties, is $356,000. In comparison to the Dallas County, the average sales price for Dallas County is $389,000. So you all can get a good idea of what location is going to cost you too. All right, so here we are, $250,000. We're going to show 2 houses here. All right.
Got nice laminate floors, granite in the kitchen, looks like a gas stove.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Nice light fixtures.
New carpet.
Yeah. Updated bathrooms. The windows are not new in this place.
But this is $250. All right. This is what your money can get you. Completely updated, right?
Fireplace, nice big living spaces.
All right. Backyard. Sweet, Shawnee. So the
All
first
right.
property for $250, that's what your money can get you. The next one, all right. Very nice curb appeal, 2-car garage, right? Very clean, new fence. Fencing is a big deal here in Texas. It definitely helps your property values.
Most houses do have fences, even if they are older.
Bright colors.
Again, same kind of deal. Laminate floors, nice and bright, updated fixtures. This one's windows are updated.
Okay, y'all.
Ceiling fans.
Y'all get the point, right? I think they had a dog in this one too.
Oh,
there he is.
There he is.
Okay. So laminate floors, all right, this is good. Scratch resistant, I'm pretty sure these are like the scratch resistant laminate floors that they're doing now in the newer homes. Very bright, very clean, okay.
Nice sized backyard.
And this was a 3-bed, 2-bath. This was on the market for 6 days. The previous one was 1,900 square feet, 4 beds, 2.5 bath, and that was on the market for 3 days as well. Okay.
I do want to point out one thing. This side of the fence is a shared fence. You see this a lot of times in this price point where you share a side of a fence with somebody.
Okay, so now we're approaching $350,000. New build, 1,800 square feet, 3 beds, 2 bath. This is on market for 0 days. And you see there's amenities that are also offered with new build subdivisions, which is very common now.
So this neighborhood will have an HOA because of all those amenities you guys just saw.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think. You think that this is a fair price for $350,000? You guys anticipate such an aggressive market? You're seeing things are going 0 days, 6 days, 3
Lots
days.
of built-ins. Got built-ins over here. Nice open concept. Lots of bright lighting. These are luxury vinyl plank floors. That's what a lot of builders are putting into their builds now, as opposed to hardwood floors.
Okay. Very nice. Community pool. Okay. And so this next property that we're about to show you is 1,900 square feet. This is a 3 beds, 2 bath, and this one was pre-sold. So it was sold 2 days before it actually hit the market. Okay. Next, Shani. And so you guys want opportunities for off-market stuff, you know, we can help you with that, of course. So this property sold from a realtor really scratching the and seeing what's out there and you know, being on top of their game. So this is $350,000 price range right here. And that one went for $324,000. Okay, so this one here is 1,522 square feet, 3 beds, 2 bath. It was on the market for 109 days, surprisingly. Okay, a little bit smaller. And looking into this particular property, it was overpriced before they dropped the price and it went suddenly. So price is always something that you want to take into account when you're selling your house.
And these are actually real hardwood floors. You'll find that in a lot of older homes throughout Dallas, that they'll keep the original flooring and they'll stain it.
Yeah, those are beautiful. And all of these properties that you are seeing are properties that were from the harder areas of Dallas, meaning higher volume, you know, things are, you know, these are where people are really trying to get into these areas. And this is a kind of product that you can get for your money.
You'll see a lot of decks and patios in Dallas too. You know, it gets hot in the summer, so people like to have an outdoor space for entertaining.
All right, and so now we're going to jump over to the next price point. Bear with us. All right, so now we're going to jump into the $500,000. What your money can get you for $500,000. What does that look like? All right, so this one was on 1.4 of an acre.
1.4 acres. Notice it's very private, lots of space, really pretty drive up.
Oh, I'm sorry. The next property is 1.4 acres. But this one was also on a large lot as well.
And this is a split level. You don't see these so often in Dallas, so they are kind of rare and unique and in the higher price points. Real wood floors you see here, nice big finishes, lots of lighting.
Yeah, this one was 2,900 square feet, 3 beds, 3 baths, and it also went in 3 days here in Dallas.
Lots of custom features in this one.
Yeah, so this would be considered the high-end market here in Dallas. Our luxury price point is $1 million. But it really starts getting competitive in difference when you start seeing that 1.2 million, which is why we want to also include that as what your money can get you. So this one is $500,000, and this one went above asking price by I believe $30,000. Okay.
Make sure you guys leave a comment in the comment section and let us know what you're thinking about these price points. Do you think you're getting a lot for your money, or do you think that the houses are overpriced here in Dallas?
And this is a private estate. As you see, it's the tree lines here, how it's really private, you know. So trees, mature trees definitely help with property values here to give you that privacy and that security that you're looking for. And this one here was 2,000 square feet, 3 beds, 2.5 bath, and it went in 7 days. And this one is the one that's on 1.4 of an acre, right here in Dallas County. This house has a lot of character, as you see. You know, skylights are something that's very common here in Dallas. More light, the better, especially when you're selling the property. People love natural light.
Very quirky fixtures in this house too. Very mid-century modern.
Yep. And this one went in 7 days, y'all. 7 days. So if you're a seller, don't be afraid to, really showcase your taste and your lifestyle. Obviously, buyers are the decision makers at the end of the day and what your home is worth.
So many custom features. The higher price point you go into, the more custom features you'll start to see. I believe this is the house that has the really cool walk down. Yeah, like this.
Yeah, beautiful. And it has its own private pergola. Nice little sanctuary.
And again, Josh said this was on 1.4 acres, which is a lot of land to be in Dallas proper.
So now that we're going to $900,000, what can your money get for $900,000? We got 2 properties to show you here. All right, got a nice gate. This is 4,000 square feet, 5 beds, 4 bathrooms, and it was on the market for 2 days.
Nice big kitchen, bright colors, large pantry, a lot of built-ins, custom lighting.
And this one here, you're looking at more of the value in space, and then also it's in Frisco. So Frisco is one of the newer, hotter areas. It's like the new Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys, they planted their feet there for practicing, and it has blown up that market there. We're also supposed to be having the PGA Championship in 2024 hosted in Frisco. So a lot of the property values, the dirt has really skyrocketed. Okay. So the next property is also for $900,000. This one was 3,400 square feet, 4 bed, 3.5 bath, a little bit older, and it was on the market for 4 days.
A lot of mid-century modern renovations go on here in Dallas. So you will see that as a common theme.
What do you all think? What would this go for in your market?
Pretty contemporary. This one has a sunroom right in the middle of the living room, which is kind of cool.
And I know that we're blasting through these images. Y'all, we want to give you an idea of what your money can get you. Obviously, let us know what price point you like to see, and we can dive deeper into different locations. Let us know in the comments on some things that you would like to see, and let's make videos on for you. Okay? And now we're about to approach $1.2 million, y'all. Now you're going to see the difference in luxury and what $200,000 can get you from $1 million to $1.2 million. Okay, you guys just seen the $900,000 properties. Now this is $1.2 million. 3,700 square feet, 4 beds, 3.5 bath, 18 days on market. As you see, those ceilings. Okay.
Wood floors, stone floors, beautiful woodwork.
Yes.
A lot of custom countertops and tiling work, chandeliers.
Yes. And at this point, and when you're talking about luxury, you're not only just really discussing location, but now it's about, okay, what property that's unique in itself, what custom features does it offer? And now that's really what people are looking for. Energy saving, what outside of location, what amenities do I have? Does it have a sports court? Okay. All right. Is it like a resort? Okay. What's the lifestyle of the house? All right. So that
said
was
sports court. This one has a little basketball area, grill, pool. When you get into luxury, you want the amenities. That's for sure.
Yeah. Security. Okay. All right. So this one was 4,200 square feet, 4 beds, 3.5 bath, and this was on market for 35 days. And if you notice here, to go back, Shawnee, to the left there, yes. Over here, you see there's some older homes. So we've got a lot of regentrification going on. All right, so what's happening? Go ahead, Shawnee. We're having, so there's scarcity. There's not a lot of land available. So what developers are doing, they're going on the outer skirts of Dallas, and they're building subdivisions, and they're going to the existing homes, demoing the property and building new construction from ground up.
If you're watching this video, if you've been doing research about Dallas and have heard about Trinity Grove, that happens a lot in that area where builders go in and buy these lots next to these small older homes and then build these massive, beautiful houses like this.
Okay, you all. So you see it. You know, this is approaching luxury, right? This is just hitting luxury. So when you start talking about the 2 million, the 3.2 million, the 7 million, right? Now we're talking about, you know, privacy. You know, the bigger the actual lot of the property, and then we're talking custom, and you're really digging into to that space. And so.
Question of the day. What point stood out to you the most in terms of cost in living in Dallas? Let us know in the comments below.
Congratulations on making it this far. To show our appreciation, Josh and I are going to give you a free download. This includes our clip notes from this video, our complete cost breakdown, and additional information that we didn't even include. So, if you're planning on moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, make sure you give us a call or shoot us a text at 972-765-6095 or send an email to duo@thethomasteam.properties.
Let us know what videos you would like for us to make for you, and subscribe so you can stay up to date for our next video uploads. Real stuff.
No fluff.
We love you.